There was something about her that you just looked at her and you went, wow, whatever she has, I want it. And it was that unconditional love that you talk about too. And so, as a kid, you experience that, or I did anyway. But then for whatever reason, you're talked out of it, or you just talk yourself out of it, and then you go on your way, and then, and then it's high school and girls and whatever. And then, and then you have another experience that sort of goes, oh, maybe, yeah, this is happening. And besides pure medicine, my other teacher was my aunt, who was Joanna Macy, who a lot of people may know. Um, and she was a Buddhist, and I remember as a kid, not as a kid, when I was a teenager, meeting her when she came, because she didn't live where we lived. And then, same thing, she had this presence. There was something about her that you just looked at her and you went, wow, whatever she has, I want it. And it was that unconditional love that you talk about too. I mean, she's just radiating this presence, which is a presence of unconditional love. And so then that kind of wakes you up and goes, maybe I should follow this a little more. And so then in college, I did
But
took,
it feels so strange.
and years later, I found that I lived near him and I sought him out. He lived about an hour away from me, and I sought him out and asked if he would take me on as a student. They were explorers, and I was very fortunate to find him and to have him be my teacher and my leader, out of the darkness into the light. So it bridged that, that generational gap. And, when you talk about putting energy into it, I ended up putting, thousands and thousands and thousands of hours into it with him. And I had to unlearn a lot of what I had learned up until, I was in my early 40s when I met him and started studying with him.
Well, those are all outer teachings, right? That's the one thing that we need to unlearn is the outer teachings, because
Yes.
the inner ones are the ones that actually manage everything.
Yep. So I had to learn to get back in touch with that inner self. And I'm hopeful that, the next generation will have a little easier time of it because they won't have to unlearn quite as much.